yeah. Ooh, yeah. Darling, yeah. Hey.
What it do, everybody? You already know what time it is. It's Factz Ova Feelinz, the podcast. I'm your host, SPI, the most East Spider Loc, a.k.a. the Bangadocious, One Bay Machiavelli, VJ Keyway, and I have a very, very special guest today. My partner, he's a native of the east side of South Central Los Angeles, as myself. It's a name, if you're familiar with my catalog of music, that I have referenced on multiple occasions, quite praiseworthy when I speak of the culture that we hail from as comrades. I don't speak highly of many individuals, but without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest, my homeboy in the flesh, the legendary Lil Johnny Ray from the Cutorious 102nd Street. What it do, brother?
Yeah, and to everyone, I salute all the good men and the good women out there.
Yes, sir. Just to give the people a little history on, I'm gonna allow you to give your own introduction, but outside of that, I just want to make it known that this is a youth comrade of mine from the streets, incarceration, and all those. We've just had a reunion less than a year ago. I hadn't seen him in almost 20 years. I hadn't realized it had been that long. But I think it had been 18 years, and you mind filling in the blanks? I saw you about 18 years ago. I hadn't seen you, and then word was out that you was on the streets, so I made my way to you quick. You want to fill us in on the gap of those 18 years that you wasn't in circulation?
Well, I went to the feds. I went through a judicial process, just like most brothers did, that don't agree with the outcome of it, but you know, I was.
You mean you fought an appeal?
I definitely fought an appeal.
Unsuccessfully.
Several of them. Definitely fought an appeal. Several appeals with the feds. But I was deemed a career offender, and I was given a 20-year sentence.
And I remember you shared with me, you through your research and filing your appeal and doing your own legal work.
I did.
Technically, you found grounds to where you were not actually a career offender, but they still used the strong arm of the law to hold you under those.
I mean, well, in the process, let me get some clarification.
Okay.
I had two cases. I had a case in Alabama, and I had a case in the state of New Mexico. In the state of New Mexico, I was deemed a career offender. They gave me 15 years. And then in Alabama, I got 5 years, and they ran a consecutive. Well, through that process, you have remedies. I mean, once you exhaust those remedies, it's like you go through hell and high water to get back in there. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of the discovery, I mean, if they don't want to let you in, they don't have to let you in. You know what I'm saying? You only have the benefit of that 1 year window in order to file after your appeal to file your what they consider a habeas corpus, but it's 2255.
We casually speaking about this period of time, 18 years, almost like it's 18 months, bro. And as we discussing it, it's really hitting me about how much time that is, and just being aware of the type of mental effect that can have on a human being. I know you to be such a strong spirited individual, but are there any things in particular, spiritually wise, entertainment wise, reading wise, that you relied upon to make sure you kept yourself sane? That's a long time.
I mean, you know,
relationships,
literature. It was broad. You know what I'm saying? I like.
You have a particular subject matter that you like to read up on?
Really, I like anything.
Anything.
I mean, I just ain't gonna inject that in here,
right.
And that gives way to open the window to.
No, you are.
I don't want to give everybody that, right?
Yeah, you are an anomaly, and I humbly profess you are the anomaly that is me. The way you are able to speak on so many variety of subjects, you're so well versed in so many different concepts, you're articulate. It kind of defies the reputation which you actually possess as a demon, if I might say that. It's like it's hard for both to be true. So it's why I'm
Definitely
so
believe in God.
exactly no. And everyone knows how spiritual I am,
Yeah.
and he believes in God to a level, an extent that I might not even profess to. We've had very interesting conversations on that subject that we might have an opportunity to get into. If not today, at another time. This is probably an individual that you'll see return back to the Factz Ova Feelinz podcast, because I really appreciate the opportunity to share this type of platform with someone that I ate noodles with. This the type of nigga, just to get y'all, this just came to my mind out of nowhere. This the type of nigga that we in a cell, right? And one of our cell members, who's not of our actual section, go to court and feel comfortable leaving certain items behind, and we hungry, cuz. And we know this nigga coming back from the fine. And I ain't gonna lie, cuz there's some shit I probably wouldn't have did if somebody else didn't bring it up. But I remember we used to dog a nigga stove, cuz, or dare a nigga to say something when he come back. Oh, I ain't no buster, man. You ain't had to do me like that. And nigga be burping up his chips. The homie will fuck around, have a bag with a little bit of the nigga chips left and try to offer him that or something. Totally off the subject. I apologize. But yeah, 18 years incarceration on the federal level. Shout out to Big Kiko, K-Head, a lot of the homies that have done long stretches whose names ring bells through that federal system. Have you ever thought about doing any writing yourself? Because you speak well, you like to read. Does it ever motivate you to do any writing?
I mean, I have done. I've done creative writing while I was in cyber. Since I've been out here, my focus has been in too many different directions. You know what I mean? For you looking for stability. You trying to grab a hold of it. You know what I'm saying? You trying to establish a process to give you a lane. You know what I'm saying?
How do you balance the anxiety of, as bad as I know you want it, I know you got to tiptoe and be very cautious.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man. I mean, you think about everything. You think about when you think about establishing anything, you're thinking about everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, regardless of how it is, or how I can say the law. You know what I'm saying? The justifications or whatever. I mean, look at our brother. K. He's suffering in incarceration. You know what I'm saying?
Free the homie.
Through some mishaps, some
Right.
illegalities. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I'm saying, like, I mean,
It can happen.
You try to, like you said, tiptoe. You gotta stay away from that range, and it's easy to get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're guilty by association. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I learned with this new wave of public incarceration in general. Free the homie Dr. On, if you see aware of what his situation was.
Yeah, that thing is deep right there.
And then you see how they're doing with the, we'll take it as far as to to Coochie and the 9 Trades. And then they did it to recently to Young Thug and his organization.
Yeah.
Another famous artist from New York, Casanova, got the Rico. This concept of it's okay to be on the camera and be open organized crime.
It's dangerous, right?
Yeah, it's not being accepted. I really don't understand how an individual cannot realize really establishing it's one thing to be a studio gangster and say, or it's another thing to say, I used to. It's another thing to say, hey, I'm all this. This is what I'm doing right now, documenting it, and then actually be doing it. That's a whole nother, like, something hard to, for me to digest. And I know, speaking about incarceration on the federal level, you share some very interesting things with me outside of the typical process of being in jail, as far as, missing home, just surviving to keep your sanity, or struggling to keep your sanity, fighting. Any of that shit is like small talk compared to some of the things you share with me on a deeper level in the federal prison system, on the long sides of you went to the dentist to get a procedure done, and things took place that you weren't aware of, that you became aware of later. And I would be love for you to share that with the audience, and let's kind of get into that a little bit.
Okay, I went to the dentist, and I'm gonna give it to you like I didn't give it to you last time, right?
Thank you.
I went to the dentist, and they did a checkup or whatever, and the first time I had a tooth that that the dentist said that need to be extracted. So I told him, I said, look, man, I have too many missing teeth, man. Can you save it? I know you can save it because I know it's another process. It's root canal, right? And he looked at me and he said, man, let me think about it.
Which prisons don't typically offer. They typically just offer you the extraction. Go ahead.
And so then he said, okay, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a root canal. I said, all right, thank you, man. Damn, I was appreciative, right? Because I'm thinking like, oh, man, he finna do this, man. He don't have to do this, but he going out his way.
You didn't give it to me like this last time.
So then, you know what I'm saying? We start going through this process, and he did everything, you know. And so, you know, they take the nerve out or whatever. You know, they gut it out. They take the root out the tooth, and then he fill it in. Then you got to go back for the cap or whatever that go over the top of the tooth, right? And so he did the first process, and so then I kept coming back and asking him. He said, "Well, we're gonna put you in a line in order to get this to finish the rest of the treatment." But then his assistant said, "Oh, we have a couple more things that we have to do, and then but you in line." So I'm saying, okay, but I never got to that, and then eventually things developed. I got into an altercation in that prison, and I was shipped to another prison. You know what I'm saying? This first incident, well, the dentist treatment was in 2013. In September, I didn't bring my notes. I have that medical record.
But you're saying based on you getting shipped, they didn't complete.
The life we live without